Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SLS Gaming Network. We're going to do our first version, however you want to refer to it here, of our own personal mock draft. Unlike most channels, we don't have the luxury of graphics and the glitz and the glamour. We're just blue collar here, so we're going to use Madden, and we'll move to each team. We'll just show their current top players on their roster as we move team to team in this draft. So again, keeping it easy, keeping it simple. So without further ado, let's get to it. First pick obviously belongs to the Bengals. I can see them moving this pick, and I can see them with a lot of picks in this draft, but we're not going to talk about possible trades, potential trades, teams moving, players. I'm just going to give you guys the opinion that I have of who they will be selecting, a short brief reason as to why, and I'm going to go with the consensus here. Obviously it's going to be quarterback Joe Burrow. I know their staff worked with Herbert at the Senior Bowl and they really liked him, but they're going to go with Burrow, and I'm going to be one of those few people who will tell you why I agree he's the consensus number one, because that's what teams are going to do. I am not the biggest fan of his. I'm not really 100% convinced he is the guy. So, yeah. So now we're going to move on to the number 2 pick, and it belongs to Washington. There's no need to even get into this any further. It's going to be Chase Young, Ohio State edge. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Washington is going to take Chase Young at number 2. It's that simple. There's no need to even break down why. That's the best player in the draft, regardless of position. Washington's lucky enough to get him at the 2 spot. Now we're going to go on to the number 3 spot. It is the Detroit Lions. Now I can see the Lions going many different spots here. Many different spots. Corner. Offensive line. Maybe even a wide receiver. I mean, they can go anywhere. They're coming off 3 wins. And Matt Patricia needs a solid showing in 2020, or he could be on the hot seat. And he is as good as anybody should know. You need to build your teams from the inside out. Jeff Okudah has become a hot commodity at this spot. This is also the spot where a lot of people expect to see some trading. Again, I'm not doing trades. I'm going to go based off everybody stays put. So with what I just said about Patricia wanting to build from the inside out, he does not go Jeffrey Okudah here. He goes with Derek Brown, defensive lineman out of Auburn. The kid's 6'5", 318 pounds. I think that would be a huge, huge piece for the Browns. And as you can see right here, I'm going against the grain. Now we're going to move to the 4 pick. Belongs to the Giants. The Giants cut ties with Janoris Jenkins late in 2019. DeAndre Baker struggled mightily. And since he didn't go number 3, you know where I'm going. The Giants, with the 4 pick, will take Jeffrey Okudah, the corner, out of Ohio State. Now we're going to move on to the number 5 pick, the Miami Dolphins. I personally am having a problem making this selection for the Miami Dolphins, just simply because I'm not sold on it due to his injury, and that right there should have given it away. But we knew all season the so-called cliche was the Dolphins are tanking for Tua, and they end up finishing 5th in the standings here to pick 5th. So again, his health is in question. Lee Steinberg says he's going to be completely good to go, whatever. So I can see Miami picking up somebody like a Phillip Rivers in the offseason to give Tua 1 more year to get fully healthy. So that's who we're taking here for the Miami Dolphins. Tua Tagovailoa, quarterback, Alabama. Number 6 is the Los Angeles Chargers. I still have a problem saying Los Angeles Chargers. It's hard to make a pick for these guys right here. I really do. But I see Rivers leaving the Chargers. And if we go here, I mean, you're really not sold with anybody you've got. So they've got to go quarterback. Or do they go quarterback late? And I just think because of his showing in the Senior Bowl, they're going to take the 6'6", 240-pound Justin Herbert out of Oregon with the 6th pick. Now moving on to the 7th pick. It belongs to the Carolina Panthers. And the Panthers could go almost anywhere here. But it looks like Gerald McCoy will be headed to free agency. They pick up the 5th-year option on Vernon Butler. Cam Newton, whether he's going to be there or not is question. But everybody's like, Kyle could be the guy, or it could be Will Grier. Who knows? But that being said, I see the Panthers taking the defensive lineman from South Carolina, Javon Kinlaw. And I think he's going to climb boards rather quick here the closer we get to the draft. Going to the 8th pick, it belongs to the Cardinals, ladies and gentlemen, the Cardinals. Now, with the Cardinals, you can go almost anywhere as well. But you need to protect your investment. You finished 21st in run, 26th in pass when it comes to the blocking. They need to get bigger up front. They need to protect their quarterback in Murray. So I have them taking Jedrick Wills. That's a shocker to some of you, I know. Jedrick Wills, offensive lineman out of Alabama, 6'5", 320, to play that left tackle spot. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, moving on to number 9. You've got the Jacksonville Jaguars. Telvin Smith retired. Miles Jack has struggled. So, this is a player who some people don't know if he's going to play linebacker or a safety position. He's that good. He's that athletic. I personally, as a Raiders fan, would love to see him fall to the Raiders at the 12 spot and take him and take a wide receiver later in the draft. But this kid does not fall to 12 if he gets past this spot. So the 6'4", 230-pound linebacker slash safety, depending on where he goes, Isaiah Simmons, comes off the board at number 9. Moving to number 10, you've got the Cleveland Browns. The Browns have one big major need. They need a tackle. They need to protect Baker Mayfield. That's it. That's all there is to it. They have to make that move right here. And this might be a shocker to some of you, but I got them taking Mekhi Becton. It's the 6'7", 369-pound offensive lineman out of Louisville. Moving on to the 11th pick, you've got the New York Jets. The Jets could go anywhere here, in my opinion. But I think with the fact that Demaryius Thomas is headed to free agency, Robbie Anderson is headed to free agency, they need weapons for their quarterback. So the question is it CeeDee Lamb? Is it Henry Ruggs? Is it Jerry Jeudy? I think they take CeeDee Lamb. A lot of people think Lamb's falling to number 12 to the Raiders. I don't see it. I see him going here at 11 to the Jets. So I have the Jets taking CeeDee Lamb at the number 11 spot, which then takes us to the 12 spot. And it is the Las Vegas. That's right, the Las Vegas Raiders. So, with the Raiders pick, everyone's suspecting it could be a quarterback. I don't buy it. I don't see it. I don't think it. There is not any quarterback in this draft, to me, is the choice to replace a Derek Carr. Now, you could do that in the offseason. You could feel that's the move you need to make, but this isn't the season to do it through the draft. So if you're stuck with Carr, and to me it's not really stuck, he needs weapons. When he had weapons, he did well, and he had an MVP caliber season. So the Raiders lose out on CeeDee Lamb. So they go after the 6'1", 192-pound Jerry Jeudy with the 12th overall pick, getting him a weapon, trying to get a true number 1. I mean, they could take a speedster, Henry Ruggs, and we all know if the old man was still alive, that's exactly where they'd go. I just think they need to get a number one. I mean, the AB experiment didn't work out. They tried to get a true number one, didn't work out. They need to get one. Is Jerry Jeudy capable of being a true number one in the NFL? Remains to be seen, but why not take a shot? The question is, are they willing to take another shot at another Alabama wide receiver after the failure with Amari Cooper? We'll see. Alright, moving on to number 13. You've got the Indianapolis Colts. And the Colts, to me, got to figure out what they want to do. Because Anthony Canzano's contract will expire in March. And if Jacoby Brissett is the quarterback of the future, they got to protect him. They've got to protect him. And to me, even if he's not the quarterback of the future, whoever you put under center, he needs to be protected. So Tristan Wirfs, offensive lineman, Iowa, comes off the board here at number 13. I just see it. It's just the way I see it for the Colts. They don't know who their quarterback is. I don't see them making a big move for a quarterback. But the sleeper pick for the Colts could be Jordan Love. Just going to say that now. He could be a major sleeper pick for them. Alright, moving on to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They need simple help. They need to protect their quarterback so he's not erratically flinging the ball downfield, getting 30 interceptions, and that don't matter who it is. There's rumors and beliefs that Jameis Winston will be gone. I have already gone on record to say I think Phillip Rivers is the quarterback of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers next season. I just have that freaking gut feeling. We'll see if I'm crazy or not. So whoever it is, he needs to be protected. And so Tampa Bay goes for the 6'5", 320-pound offensive lineman out of Georgia, Andrew Thomas. Alright, now a team I do not like at all, but hey, I'm going to keep it real. The Denver Broncos. Von Miller. He's 31 years old. Not many people realize how old he is. Bradley Chubb's rehabbing an ACL injury. Just think about that. They need more help at the edge rush due to injury and due to age. They need to be able to get to the quarterbacks. And when you look at the quarterbacks in this league, or even this conference as a whole, you know, you need people who can get after people like Patrick Mahomes, who will make you look silly. I believe they need an edge rusher. So I think they're going to take Clavion Cassian, the edge rusher out of LSU. I'd probably butcher his name, but I think they take Cassian, edge rusher from LSU, to get more help on getting to the quarterback. Moving on to the 16th pick. It belongs to the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons need edge rushers, defensive line, linebackers too. They need all this. But this is where I pull the rug out from under everything. Because he's still on the board, and he's just too good to pass up. Too good to pass up. They take Trevin Diggs, corner from Alabama. 6'2", over 200 pounds, big corner. The kid can fly. He's very talented. I just don't think Atlanta would pass him up if he's sitting there at 16. I mean, they almost have a luxury pick at 16. I think Atlanta was much better than their record showed last year. So, we'll have to see if I'm right or wrong on that one, if things fall the way I'm saying. Now, moving on to the 17th pick, the Dallas Cowboys. They need to, as far as I'm concerned, real simple, desperately need to bolster their secondary. A lot of people have Grant Delpit going here to the Cowboys. I do not. But I still think they go safety, and I have them taking Xavier McKinney out of LSU. I'm sorry, Alabama. Delpit's from LSU. Duh. So I just think McKinney fits the system for them a little bit better than Delpit. So Xavier McKinney, safety, Alabama, goes to the Cowboys, leaving Grant Delpit on the board. Now we move on to their second pick in the first round, that being the Miami Dolphins. We already have them taken Tua Tagovailoa, quarterback. What do you need to do when you take a quarterback who's injury prone, which he is? You need to protect him. So with the 18th pick, the Miami Dolphins out of Houston, the 6'7", 310-pound offensive lineman, Josh Jones. Real simple. Now with their second pick in the first round as well, the Las Vegas Raiders. To me, they've already got their wide receiver. Some people think quarterback here. Some people even thought Jordan Love could go to the Raiders here. I don't see it. Could the Raiders take defensive line? Some people think they still need more linemen. I don't believe they do. I think the line's finally where it needs to be. They need secondary, mostly corners. I think we're good at safety, unless they want to get a tag team partner for Jonathan Abram. They need corners, and they need linebackers. At this point, I think they take one of the most athletic linebackers, side-to-side speed, and bring in the kid they need. He's 6'2", 235, and that's Kenneth Murray out of Oklahoma. I think if you're a Raiders fan, you get Murray and you get Judy, and you're loving what you've got so far. Alright, now we go back to the Jaguars. And real simple. Not going to waste any time. They need secondary help as well. C.J. Henderson, with the 20th pick, won't exactly replace Jalen Ramsey, but he's a cover-to-cover corner with many ball skills, so you just heard me say it. C.J. Henderson, corner, Florida, goes to Jacksonville in an attempt to replace Jalen Ramsey. Of course, he's not going to be Jalen Ramsey, but he should be a piece that can step in and play and do what he needs to do. Now, moving on to the Philadelphia Eagles at number 21. Now, you've got to figure out where they want to go. Depending on who you talk to, people tell me they need linebackers. Depending on who you talk to, they tell me they need wide receivers. They need corners. I firmly believe that Carson Wentz needs weapons. I firmly believe this, that they need to get him some weapons. They also need to protect him better, because if anyone's injury prone, it's Carson Wentz. I've also gone on record and told some Eagle fans that I know personally, it's time to move on from Carson Wentz, and I am a big Carson Wentz fan, have been since he was a freshman at North Dakota State. Said he would be a good player in the NFL. He's proved to be that, in my opinion. He's just too injury prone, which makes him unreliable. So, you got guys like Brandon Graham and Vinny Curry, two of the most efficient pass rushers. But they're old. Graham's 31. Curry's probably heading to free agency. You need to replace him. You need to. So this is where I get crazy, and they take the 6'5", 252-pound edge rusher out of Alabama, Terrell Lewis. Moving to number 22. And if you're in Buffalo and you love your Bills, or wherever you are in the country, the world, you love the Buffalo Bills, you're going to love this. John Brown's able to stretch the field. Cole Beasley's nothing more than a slot-type receiver, so he can bounce around, whatever. Josh Allen needs a target. He needs a serious target. A true wide receiver. Somebody who can stretch the field better than John Brown. Who better than to stretch the field than the fastest man in the draft? The Buffalo Bills at 22 take wide receiver Henry Ruggs III out of Alabama. Alright, moving on to 23. You've got the Patriots. Now, this is the Patriots. Their defense was one of the best in the league. They have a lot of depth at wide receivers, believe it or not. I firmly believe that. So, where can they get better? What can they do? Because these are always a luxury pick for the Patriots. So one has to wonder, where can the Patriots go? What should the Patriots do? And I think they look at their big board, and I think they take the highest player on their board regardless of position, and I think that ends up being the 6'6", 280-pound edge rusher out of Iowa, A.J. Epinesa. If you can get A.J. Epinesa at 23, it's a major steal no matter who you are, and the Patriots hit the lottery again in the draft with this kid falling to them at 23, so I'm not even going to go any further because then people get frustrated. It's the New England Patriots, but kudos to what they can do. Now to number 24, the New Orleans Saints. They've got Drew Brees, they got Teddy Bridgewater. Both are going to return. Okay? Could return. Let's put it that way. Could return. So, if one or the other returns, New Orleans has to wonder, do they have a true franchise quarterback. Some people say, well, this man right here, Taysom Hill, is not. I don't think he's a true franchise quarterback. Plus, he's old. He's almost 30 years old already. So, one has to ask, should they keep him? You know, so I mean, they can go anywhere here. Again, this is a luxury pick. So what do? This man's not a franchise quarterback. I think they should know this, even though they're going to say he is. This man right here is not a franchise quarterback either, but he can be a reliable quarterback. But Teddy's going to look for a team that's going to give him the money to try and make him a starter. Don't be surprised if he ends up in, say, Miami for a season to be Tua's bridge. He could go to the Chargers, and the Chargers won't even need to draft a quarterback because you could use Teddy for 3, 4, 5 seasons as long as he can stay healthy. And he has gotten much healthier. He looks bigger, stronger, faster. Could he go to Tampa Bay? There's plenty of options for Teddy. And this man right here, I think he returns to the Saints for at least one more season. And that would be perfect with what I'm about to say, because he can learn from Drew Brees to become a full-fledged quarterback in the NFL. And he has been drawing comparisons because of his athleticism and his playmaking abilities, and that of Patrick Mahomes. He's been drawing comparisons to him. So I have the Saints taking quarterback Utah State Jordan Love at the 24th pick. Now, I know some people are going to think I'm crazy with that thing, and some people say, hey, I like it. But I do think the Saints take Jordan Love at 24 to bring him in, to let him learn under Drew Brees for a season, which would be beautiful for him. Be a big change. You got the 5'11" Drew Brees, and you get the 6'4" Jordan Love. All right, moving on to the 25th pick, belongs to the Minnesota Vikings. Their best defensive lineman is Linval Joseph, but they're ranked 30th against the run. They need somebody to plug the middle. This is a name you don't see on everybody's mock draft in the first round, and I got him going in the first round, number 25 overall. The Vikings take Neville Gallimore, the defensive lineman out of Oklahoma. He's only 6'2", 302 pounds, but he's a very good... He's got a good nose for the ball, and he can freaking plug that line pretty daggone good. Alright, now we go back to the Miami Dolphins with their third first-round pick. We have them getting a quarterback we have them taking an offensive lineman to protect him. So where do they go in the third round? Real simple. They need somebody to play opposite of Xavier Howard. They need a tag team partner on the other side of the field. They need another shutdown-style corner. So they go with the 6'1", 200-pound corner out of Virginia, Bryce Hall. And when you're in the league, where you're our division where they throw the ball, the Jets like to throw the football. The Patriots like to throw the football. And you just heard me earlier, Henry Ruggs going to the Bills. They like to throw the football. Miami's going to need to shut down quarterbacks, shut down wide receivers. So Bryce Hall, number 26 overall, goes to the Miami Dolphins. And I'm going to have fun trying to pronounce this name. I've been doing it all week when I've been working on this mock draft. The Seattle Seahawks at number 27. Wow. I mean, what do I say with this? Their defensive line ain't that good. Their defense itself wasn't that good. I believe they're ranked 21st and 30th, respectively, run and pass. So they need to get some help. And I think they really need to get bigger up front, get better up front. So I have them taking the 6'3", 304-pound defensive lineman, Justin Madabuke. I can never say his name right. But if you guys aren't familiar with it, it's Madubuike. Look him up. He declared for the draft. Played for the Aggies. So it's not a bad pick for them. And I think it helps Seattle's defensive line. And that should get pressure on the quarterback, which should help out their secondary. Now, to the 28th pick, it is the Baltimore Ravens. Now, the Ravens are one of them teams that they can go wherever they want. This is a luxury pick for them. They can do what they want to do here. For me, Personally, I'm not on the Lamar Jackson bandwagon just yet. I don't call him a quarterback just yet, but I call him a game boy, man. He is the man. He is amazing. He is good at everything he does when it comes to making sure his team wins the game. If you don't get to him, he will make you pay. It's plain and simple. He's working on trying to become the complete package. Some people can give me slack for this if they want. Footage doesn't lie. Game film does not lie. If you look at him when he was in college, you saw where his flaws were. I'm a big ACC fan, so I've seen him play a lot. That is my favorite conference in college football, is the ACC. And I've seen him grow from his junior to senior year in college, and then he ended up doing the same thing from senior year to last year in the NFL as a rookie. He got better, and I seen him grow again in season 2 from season 1 in the NFL, but he's still not there. He still misses wide open passes. He still puts the ball behind the ear hole. He still makes mistakes, but such is the nature of the beast. He is a pure athletic quarterback, and when you look around the league and its history, athletic quarterbacks are never fully successful. If anyone was going to break that stigma, I'm hoping it's Lamar Jackson, because I love who this kid is. If you've seen him at the Pro Bowl, you've seen what he's about. He didn't really care about the game so much as he did spending time with the kids who were there to meet their heroes, and that was awesome to see. So I hope he does well. I hope he succeeds. So getting to my point, I think he needs more weapons. I really do. I think he needs bigger, better receivers. But here's the thing. I just wasted all that breath and all that explanation to go completely the opposite. The Baltimore Ravens have the ability to take what they want, when they want, where they want, how they want with this. You know, Josh Bynes played out of his season, out of his mind this season. Okay. I think they need somebody who can go sideline to sideline and really wreak havoc on the defense. I think they got to go out and get themselves a player. You got these guys like Suggs and Ray Lewis gone. You need somebody to put some fire back into the linebacker corps. And they get the kid from LSU, Patrick Queen. And I think he is an amazing fit for Baltimore. And he could become the next guy in that mold of Suggs and Lewis, to where he can just wreak havoc on offenses for years to come. Luxury pick, because they can go anywhere, and they take a shot on possibly the most underrated player in the draft, falling to them at number 28. Alright, going to 29. You've got the Titans. The Titans, real simple. Logan Ryan, Tremaine Brock are two of their top corners. Both are probably going to free agency. So that tells you real simple, they need to get better at corner. They're going to need to get someone at corner. They're going to need someone to step in and play the corner position, possibly a day one starter. And who better than the kid from LSU, Christian Fulton, who might be the best corner in this draft in some people's eyes. Me, I'm still on the fence on who's the best, but Christian Fulton, 6 foot, 200 pounds, out of LSU, fallen to the Titans at number 29. Now we move on to the 30th pick of the draft. And again, this is a team that is used to just getting luxury picks. And luxury picks and luxury picks. You're about at the end of your run with Aaron Rodgers. Next season could be it for him. Don't be surprised if all of a sudden he shocks the world and retires this offseason. He's 35 years old. And if you're going to make it, you found your running back. You finally found your running back. This kid right here is good. So you found your running back. You've got guys like Devontae Adams. But who do you have outside Devontae Adams? Who do you got? You know, and everybody knows how Deebo Samuels was playing out of his mind. So why not get a guy like Deebo Samuel, a guy who's bigger, faster, stronger, heavier? So what do? They need to get somebody to play opposite of Devontae Adams to make one good more run at the damn Super Bowl. And they take wide receiver, 6'2", 220 pounds from Colorado, Laviska Shenault Jr. Alright, takes me to 31. This is just based off record. They could be picking 32, they could be picking 31, and I don't think it really matters, because whether the Chiefs pick 31 or 32, this is going to be their pick, and no matter if the 49ers pick 31 or 32, I believe it's going to be their pick. I don't think it's going to change, no matter who wins the Super Bowl. When it comes to the Chiefs, their defense is not exactly the greatest. They can go anywhere on defense. This could be a luxury pick. But let's take a look at that offense. They've got weapons. They've got what some people think is the best tight end in football in Kelsey. Some people think Patrick Mahomes is already the best quarterback in the NFL. Apparently Madden does as well, giving him a 99 overall rating. You know, they got Tyreek Hill, who I don't think is a true number one wide receiver, but he's definitely a wide receiver. All 31 teams that don't have him wouldn't mind having. And if you're a fan and say you would not want a Tyreek Hill, you're lying. So, what do they need? They need a running back. Yeah, that's all the Chiefs need. More weapons on offense. Teams around the league hearing that, like, really? They need more weapons. Yeah, let's not do that. But too bad. And as a Raiders fan, it sucks to say it, but I'm keeping it real. Too bad. They're going to sit there at 31 or 32, and they're going to grab themselves a running back, and they're going to get the 5'10", 220-pound monster out of Ohio State, J.K. Dobbins. I think he fits their system. I think he's the guy they're going to want. I think he works well with what they're doing in Kansas City. Boom. Now it takes me to 32, which is the 49ers. I'm going the absolutely wrong way like a moron. Now again, the 49ers, luxury pick. Luxury pick. They can go anywhere. And I mentioned this man's name earlier in the draft. Said many teams thought maybe he'd be going here, but he doesn't. He slips. He does not fall out of the first round. He goes at number 32 or 31, and he'll end up going to the San Francisco 49ers, and the Niners will get bigger in the secondary when they take the 6'3", 205-pound safety out of LSU, Grant Delpit. And that'd be a huge steal for the 49ers at 31 or 32 to bolster their secondary. And that's just where I'm at right now, ladies and gentlemen, with my first round mock. I'm hoping to add 2 rounds, 3 rounds, and the whole complete 7-round mock sooner than later. I doubt I'll be able to go live and bring the whole thing to you. But as I make adjustments to my draft and bring changes to my draft and make edits to my draft, I will come back with version 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, all the way up until draft time. And I'm asking all of you now, take my mock, compare it to those of the likes of Todd McShay, Daniel Jeremiah, and Mel Kiper Jr. And I will sit here and I will bet whatever we put together here at the SLS Gaming Network, we are just as good, if not better. Because while we have not put ours online so much like the other ones, and maybe we shouldn't even mention it because we don't have the quote-unquote proof, if you will, to back it up, but I'm going to say it. For years, the mock drafts that I personally have put together have trumped that of a Mel Kiper. I have more correct first-round picks as far as player to individual team, and as far as overall first-round selections regardless of team. I blew him out of the water last year majorly, and I have no doubts I can do it again this year. So I'm willing to put my reputation, which is absolutely nothing, against that of the man who many would call the best in draft expertise. I don't know if he is or not. Everybody has each of their own, but the man still is dedicated to what he does and does what he does. But I'm willing, and I'm asking you, compare what we're doing at the end. Don't be afraid to come back to these videos when we put them up and say, hey, you were right or you were wrong. I'd appreciate it, because the SLS Gaming Network would love to become, it's our goal. We're striving to become known in the football community as one of the best mock draft experts, if you will, that you can go to for information. But like I said, unfortunately we don't have the glitz and the camera and all that hoopla to produce good videos and player highlights and all that other stuff. We're just simply using Madden to put together our mock drafts. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is the SLS Gaming Network's first round mock. It's version 1. There will be updates. Please leave your comments on what you think for any and all picks, your thoughts, your changes you'd make. Just let them go. I love reading that kind of stuff. I love seeing where people's minds are. But we'll see each other again. Y'all take care. Be safe. Hug your loved ones. We're out of here. Later.